players' stats are actually together as far as multi-kill rounds and everything is concerned. They're both basically right neck to neck with each other, which I think for Zaka is obviously maybe a little bit more impressive because of how much more his team relies on him. But for Vex side equally, I do think those have been the what has allowed FlyQuest to activate some of their players where maybe they've been feeling slightly more off in that regards. And that's the problem, right? It feels like they have some space to breathe on the FlyQuest side, while Lynn Vision have to perform from the start, and that's exactly what we're doing over here. Starting off for Nuke, LYAZ to try and hold down the fort, takes the one head off, and he himself drops off as well. Back to the B-bomb side he goes.
Yeah, already kicking off the first map in our final best of 3 here at the APAC RMR for Shanghai. The Perfect World Major will conclude this venture in the APAC region with this game. We have yet to see who that representative is, and already an advantage for FlyQuest. Some good rotates to lower. Westmelon does bring that advantage right back to even keel. And that does allow some options here for Lynn Vision to open up. They can actually start to re-navigate towards A, but FlyQuest are starting to read into that themselves.
As Vexite reveals, Amelia's already gone down. Alistair still hunting around a Fufu to respond, but this is dwindling numbers for the Chinese side. What is flying up to back in heaven? He's looking for room to try and activate while Westmelon falls. A lot of damage dealt, so this 1 versus 3 becomes a little bit more doable, but for flying, there's still players to locate. Now knows the position of all 3, at least he knows where they would have been a couple of seconds ago. He navigates back down toward the lower bomb site. He will have a 1v1 to take before the plant can come through, but will FlyQuest even give it to him? LYAZ, HP low. Will he open the door? Takes the risk, takes the head. Very nicely done. 3 kills for him as he started and ended the round. FlyQuest take the pistol.
I mean, they were all low health. I mean, 28 HP distributed amongst 3 players, but having those 3 players does make it incredibly difficult in that circumstance to try and get a clutch back for Lynn Vision. I think if they'd waited for the post plant, they actually leave themselves very susceptible to losing out on those duels. But while the hands are busy there for Lynn, yeah, it's a great risk and a great gamble for LYAZ to take. Nice triple on that pistol. Scout outside. This is a lack of investment here for Lynn, so shouldn't expect too much. Just the 1 deagle that Westmelon has in his possession. But him already starting on 8 HP is not exactly a great way to make use of a weapon like that.
He's also a player, Michael, who obviously we started off his IGL journey by talking about how, oh my god, this is a fragging IGL. This guy's a real deal. He's really going to be maybe even the future of China in a lot of ways. But unfortunately, time has not been kind to those numbers. And listen, that doesn't mean he can't bring out a throwback. In a series like this, when the pressure is on, you're hoping to see Westmelon of old. You're hoping to see Emilia at his best. And you're hoping to see Lynn Vision putting up a real fight with the 2 of them as well added to the tally. Vex side in the meanwhile, though, farming up some more money. Alistair stays alive, but only just. And FlyQuest just trying to keep it a little bit honest as far as their own economy is concerned. LYAZ, no, he has got back up. The MP9 next to him, Ins, forces them away. It shouldn't be any casualties, and indeed, FlyQuest sealed the deal.
Yeah, back-to-back triple kills, sorry, for LYAZ. From the pistol to now just dealing with these pistols running at him. And yeah, he got tagged to low health, but he was able to buy enough time that support could actually arrive on time. Not a casualty in that secondary round. And you weren't expecting much when it's Glocks, but you know, when there's the potential to swarm a player, you are hoping you at least get 1. Full investment round is fast here from Lynn Vision. Just a quick access towards this A bomb site actually being granted by FlyQuest. They didn't play anyone in the site itself. And when they saw that execute, they didn't decide to fight forward. Instinct gets taken down around the edge of a smoke, and LYAZ gets caught aggressing around the backside of ramp. And just like that, I mean, 2-man advantage post-plant here for Lynn Vision. I mean, FlyQuest could even just warrant a save here, given how quickly they lost this round.
I think HLTV had an article not too long ago, very recently, where they talked about the easiest bomb sites to hold in Counter-Strike. I believe that the upper side of Nuke was ranked the absolute easiest to hold. And I think FlyQuest might have read that article, Michael. They said, it's so easy to hold, we're just not going to put anyone there. Let's put it to the test.
Yeah, that's how that works, right?
Listen, on a serious note, obviously a gamble that FlyQuest take with their MP9s and the like. They do recover one of the M4s as they come out of that round, but it's not the end of the world. This is where their real buy should come into place, and this is where we get to see what their plan is.
I wonder whether they're going to try and be a little aggressive. Maybe not expecting, you know, first gun round there from Lynn Vision to be so pacey. It's not unusual to see teams start in a slow default, then try and build up, do outside smokes or something that sort of goes for map control. Very assertive from Lynn, and they're going to try for it in at ramp. Diaz, another double kill, but Zacher coming out through door, a multi-kill himself. Man advantage here attained by Lynn Vision, but Inns is able to equalize very quickly, dealing with that troublesome Zacher that lurked through that A-bomb site. There's a second lurk though, and Flying is planting on the lower side. Silent drop wasn't heard, and yeah, Fufu already tagged, and so Inns will bag that frag. Man advantage now found here for FlyQuest, but they have to go through these vents, and Flying is holding already there to greet him, and Alistair hitting the drop shot. It is some nice fancy footwork from Alistair to get that tag, the info on that lurking player at A, but just a very big surprise. He comes away with that following kill. Third round here found by FlyQuest. They don't get caught by these up and down tricks by Lynn.
Look, the silent jump is nice and all as well, but there must have been some crazy comms going on. Obviously, hard to hear that scoping sound, make no mistake about it, but Alistair did give that one away earlier on as well. Nicely done in terms of just patience of waiting for Inns to come through on the other side, but FlyQuest, it looked like Lynn Vision had that round in the bag when Alistair drops down. Very nicely executed in the 2v2.
I mean, small things, right? When they hear it's a lower side plant, Alistair could have just jumped onto Silo and kind of haphazardly run through to those vents. But he chose the silent route, and it does pay off.
Now points home. And right now, Dexter's the one getting them outside. Quick little kill in through the demolished smoke, and Inns is just trying to provide a little bit more interference. Envision's assault has pretty much ended at this point. It's now just about looking around for those lurky frags. A Fufu's grenade hunts down Inns, but will not locate him. Inns ducks for cover, and will just be playing a bit more passively. They know they've got the big advantage. There's no reason to lose it.
Because I knew that they did damage to Inns, I might even think because of this smoke in the big garage that he could have been playing the other side of it. There's another pick here for Alistair. These two players that are low, but still controlling outside. Proving to be too much to handle here for Lynn Vision. And there's not a lot of stopping power. Not a lot really to slink back into. I mean, a bit of space here for Flying in at ramp. But Alistair's already holding the angle. Quick shot, but it's quick the other way. Alistair, a triple kill on that AWP. And Afufu gets nothing for his troubles too. So it's without casualty here by FlyQuest. Some nice quick shooting there from Alistair on that AWP. And this can also be some of the conversation we have around FlyQuest is whether or not Alistair gets off to a quick start or not, because we've seen games sometimes where, you know, he'll start accruing death after death with limited impact, yeah, or no impact. I think the ancient we saw earlier was actually a good reflection of that, but once he gets going, he very rarely stops.
And that's sometimes a conversation about all of this FlyQuest lineup. It feels like, you know, you always have one or two consistent pieces, but everyone else can slowly show up. The problem for Lynn Vision right now is, I wouldn't be surprised if FlyQuest are coming off riding a real high after that DRILLAS win. They are truly looking in their element right now. 3 out of the 4 rounds that they've won, they have not lost a single player, and it's reflected in their death scoreboard as well. 6 deaths is really not many, and neither is 7, which is what they're at, because my maths is bad and I got that wrong initially. Let's not talk about it. Dexter, though, is going to be given a chance to maybe even pad his stats. What's Vexite looking out for? Is he going to be able to see Westmelon creeping in, if that is the plan, into vents, that is? I'm taking down low, and Lynn Vision are asking for mistakes to be made, and FlyQuest are avoiding banana peels. They're not particularly fond of potassium, and they're not particularly fond of the leftover behind it either.
Yeah, I thought Vexite was actually going to get caught off by the fact his gun model was hiding Westmelon's position, but as the smoke faded, took up the angle. It's a triple kill there for Vexite. As much as he does lose his life, his job was already accomplished. It's not quite a flawless round, but they are more than content with how simple that ended up being. A very defensible A-bomb site this time.
HLTV confirmed.
Yeah, it helps when they're on Glocks and no armor, huh?
It's true. It is true. Lynn Vision right now are not going to be on Glocks anymore. I am curious to see whether or not Zaka prioritizes an AWP. Of course, he's not going to be left with much behind it to wield on his belt, but sometimes the belt should only be used to keep your pants up as you go for wild peak after wild peak. Zaka is certainly a player who is known to be able to pull those off.
Yeah, it's. I think what also makes the curiosity for me, I was very confused when I saw Lynn Vision pick into this map, because it's not something that FlyQuest have really demonstrated massive weaknesses on. You know, the map statistics for FlyQuest, is especially because they've played some of these oceanic teams, is a bit inflated, but they seem to have pretty good cohesion from what I've been able to witness in those games, and sure, the level of competition is different, but the quick communication and the rotations, they will be fairly constant.
I think the problem is also we're getting to see sort of like exploitation of Lynn's map rule, but more on that in a second. It really does come down to what Lynn have planned in this round. If you lose over here, that would be catastrophic, and flying, discovering a push from Vexite is certainly helpful. Ramp room's been vacated, now soon to be replaced is going to be Liaz by Alistair. Starts to move back over with the AWP. If Lynn Vision want to enter the ramp room, they are sure to lose at least one, if not more. Meanwhile, watch out for Emilia. Down in the lower bomb site, or at least trying to get down to the lower bomb site. There's two players not too far away from him. If he can even just keep them in this position, force them to maintain these spots, will make it a little bit more difficult for FlyQuest. Liaz, position given up. Emilia shows himself off and now starts to back away. He's going to be given outside control, and complete outside control. There's not a single CT here to contest for it. And guess what? There's also not a single CT on that A site.
That's a good nade onto Emilia. I mean, down to 5 HP, but he will be able to keep himself alive. I mean, the rest of the squad here for Lynn are hooked up inside of lobby, and so it's an A-side assault that they'd hope that Emilia could somehow link up with in some capacity. Dexter will be called to action, running around the edge of the site. It's flying that tries, but Zaka also hits the deck. A double and a triple kill in from Dexter, the in-game leader, locking down this A-bomb site. And as a Fufu will try, 2 heads are collected, but 10 seconds has to be able to try and find ins or get access to that bomb and plant, and neither is going to be really within the realms of possibility. Not enough time to do both or either. And so that triple kill from Dexter will be more than enough to trump the final A-side assault that Lynn had planned.
Dexter, buddy, can you stop using the A1 like it's an A4? You're not supposed to get 3 kills, one of them which is a nice double spray down. Look at this transfer. Keeps enough bullets in the weapon to go for another, even though he's missing the first few shots. That's kind of crazy. And that's what FlyQuest brings to the table, which is a lot of insanity as far as individuals are concerned, and fortified that up with the structure of a European influence that Dexter is supposed to be bringing. It is a scary lineup. That was supposed to be Lynn's big round. They played everything very well. They managed to keep attentions down to the low bomb site, but it's just scaling up onto A, which proves to be the test that they simply cannot pass.
Yeah, and I wonder whether the fact that Vexite died so quickly was part of why Lynn thought that they could just attack that A site. And, you know, you'd certainly understand the reasoning. I mean, you have to deal with Dexter as the main defender on A, but then he goes and does that, so maybe you shouldn't test Dexter. I do think that push from Vexite was maybe a little too overzealous.
If he's got a person behind him who can get triple kills, it's okay, I suppose. Dexter starts off strong, where he picked up from the previous round as well. Liaz continues to be a force to be reckoned with, and indeed, that's why. Another double kill with the M4, swaps out to the pistol. The sidearm gives FlyQuest that 7th. It is only 1 round on the board for Lynn Vision on their own map pick right now, and it doesn't look to be moving anytime soon.
Liaz has had 9 kills in 3 rounds. That's his 3rd triple kill.
Also had a triple kill from Dexter, so we've had 4 triple kills from FlyQuest in the 7 they won, you know.
Doesn't paint a great story for trading, huh?
It really doesn't.
But part of my point about Nuke is, how do you activate Zacher as this guy that's been able to, you know, in these more chaotic moments, in the sort of opening, find variety that allows Zacher to get on the board, because he's your most lethal weapon, and you need to be able to find him flying fast kill in towards A. But Vexite, it's an advantageous lineup. Tried to come out of Hut just to support, and ins even the spam through smoke. So much going right here for FlyQuest. Even though they lose that entry, they find a flurry of frags back, and Lynn just gets shut down again.
I don't know what you do if you're Lynn Vision at this point. Westmoreland's also just going to be taken out from the side. Alistair, yeah, that's not great. Alistair gives up his life, and now Westmoreland with the bomb picks up a 2nd. Im's not too far behind, and he will be able to trade. It's triple kill number 4, but maybe not needed in this one. FlyQuest looked like they should have won the round earlier on.
What is...
We don't talk about it.
But we should. I mean, that should just be a free kill every day there for Alistair. Just a little too much mouse action going on.
Brother.
Yeah.
You have got to be kidding me.
I mean, that is kind of ridiculous happenstance there for Vexite, but he'll take it. He even turns around and just smiles at Urcast like, do you see what I just did?
Cass is laughing in the background. He knows how many times this very same Lynn Vision core has brought him down when he was flying the banners of NKT above him.
Yeah, I mean, trying to in-game lead on this, on that NKT roster, play against a Lynn that were hard to read and, you know, so sporadic. It's a very different Lynn Vision, of course, now. But I imagine Urcast must have been cracking jokes or something, because they couldn't stop looking at him and smiling.
Have you seen him? I can't stop looking at him and smiling either. Emilia, unfortunately, I look at him and I don't smile too much. 0 and 8 right now, and he's obviously one of the players who is more variable on the Lynn Vision side, but he is such a crucial piece if they want to come out and deliver what would have been an upset should they have been fighting in for it. Smoke doesn't go where it's supposed to either. If I'm not wrong, that should be water falling down. Instead, it's just free fall, not a waterfall. And Alistair, at the very least, will fall. Emilia able to make that omelette, break that egg. Inns is going to trade out his fallen AWPer. Westmoreland put away, and Dexter adds a bit more damage to the party. Flying's nearby. He can try and push forward, but is getting afraid. That Dexter grenade has got a kill. Flying will trade, but Vexite's right behind, getting revenge from an earlier duel inside the squeaky door area. And Lynn Vision at a disadvantage once again.
Hacker has to be able to get something from this attempted lurk. This wrap to heaven. He's clearing the angles, but Liaz has been on a heater. Wherever they've gone, if they've challenged Liaz, he has been good for his kills. 1 at a minimum, 3 at a max. And we get 1 kill out of Emilia at the start of this round, after you call him out for starting 0 and 8. But his 1 kill may be inconsequential.
Listen, it's one of few on the Lynn Vision side. Don't call it that. Don't take away what little they're finding. Time's running down low. Feet are spotted, and information was given away anyways. Emilia saving over here. Yes, he is. Dire sight. And that's not even going to be permitted. Vexite gets a clean execution from up top of the CT side push-up. Nice little T-roof action.
Well, this is quite a shock. I was expecting more fight out of Lynn, and they did play a best of 3 before this, but they handled TALON pretty well.
Yeah, I'm with you.
TALON, of course, being the team that knocked FlyQuest down into the lower bracket in our opening best of 1s.
Well, listen, right now, Lynn have one home. It comes in the hands of Tech9's. Dexter takes down one, but traded away. It feels like it's the first advantage on this upper side that we've truly been able to see, but even that is quickly brought back. A missed shot from Alistair and a Molotov to dissuade the push forward. The bomb is planted. Are there weapons to be recovered? Unless Dexter has fell down on Mustang, which would be incredibly unlucky. There should be some. They're not trying to go back and look for them, though. Lynn Vision. Eyes on the prize. Positions are more important than anything else. And FlyQuest, well, they're going to be able to bring it back down to a 2 versus 1. Emilia dodging bullets, gets the first, rounds the corner, shadow spotted, Liaz ready, but the time's not in his favor. He needs to accelerate, and Emilia just playing dodge ball as he turns around and fires right back into Liaz's head. Second round found for Lynn Vision. If they get to 3, maybe we can spell out hope.
I mean, a bit of wiggle room. That's all they really need now. I mean, they're already facing and staring down the barrel of a very convincing half from the Aussies. And this time, Emilia is able to have some impact that does lead to a round win. You know, fast Tech9 rush over towards that A-bomb site. The flashes were impeccable. You saw how blind Dexter was. He recovered from his early ailments and then got hit by another wave of flashes. So Lynn, a very well-executed fast A-side assault. Even though they didn't get access to those weapons, it's still enough to draw them over the line. But there is not an easier round ahead of them. FlyQuest had built up so much money, they get an absolute full investment. And so, where the problems have been for Lynn on these full-on gun rounds, it may just be that, you know, the only thing that's worked so far is a fast A hit. You know, even the first gun round they won, that was exactly what they called.
To be fair, FlyQuest did leave the side empty, but you are right that the call was the same. And nice little view back here of the T-spawn. Feels like we see Lynn Vision here more than anywhere else across this game, but yeah, we're back into it. That is indeed their home. They do go back there sometimes. Emilia brought down low through the smoke. Never a nice place to start. Oh no! Oh no!
So significant. I mean, it's perfect timing from Inz. He hit a headshot earlier, and now the spam onto Emilia just as they get into those secret steps.
Liaz has a nade and a Molotov ready. Go! Oh my goodness, this is going to be brutal. They can't push forward. They can't push forward. Westman's the only one who goes through. Liaz good for one. It could have been more, and he doesn't know it. A Fufu takes him down. Remember, a lot of this is unconfirmed damage, except for what you're able to find on a Fufu. Dexter doesn't know it, but he could be set up for the easiest triple kill, maybe of this entire game so far. Zaka pushes forward, head given up and taken down. Still more action necessary for Dexter to make this a comfortable round. There are players enclosing on his territory, and he's got backup coming from behind, but it is very far behind. Emilia, position revealed of Inz, and he's not ready for a Fufu. Traded away. Emilia needs to save the day now. Pushes forward, off spotted, and Alistair's faster, flying all alone. The only healthy player, and the only player who hadn't descended down to that B-bomb site. Good for the first. Still 2 more to go. And unlike Dexter, this triple kill is not easy. Alistair's covering it off. He misses the shot. Dexter's back in the site. Bomb recovered. Over to A he goes. There will be time to plant. There will be utility behind him as well to smoke off the vents area. And he even gets time to circle back to the back of the site. Alistair pulls out the pistol, closes the distance, won't even let the digits be dialed. 10 for FlyQuest.
I mean, you just see how nonchalant they are. You know, this is a team that when the games are close, when they're winning these moments, when they're making good choices, they are screaming. Alistair himself as well, when he's at the forefront of that action, if he's the one that closes rounds, he loves to scream. But that just looked like they weren't even concerned. They weren't worried. I mean, he was so hot on the heels in that clutch that I guess he just knew the round was already done before it had finally concluded.
Man, I'm telling you, Dexter's just messaging his children that, sorry guys, I'm not going to be back till December 15th because I'm here to win the major.
Yes, his very real children.
Yes, the children who almost made it that he didn't get a job in mouse sports. Indeed, those children.
Yep, yep, those ones.
Like, deep lore aside, FlyQuest are 3 rounds away from giving it to Lynn Vision on their map pick. This is exactly what the doctor ordered, and for Lynn Vision, sure, you might be regretting the nuke pick, but also, what else could you have gone for? Ancient? Nah, B. You don't want to pick Ancient versus FlyQuest right now. Anubis, perhaps, but wherever they went, Lynn Vision has been tainted by a little bit of a failure of statistics at the very least, even if they have looked good on a lot of these maps. Lynn Vision right now, they'll have to look good on the CT side. If not to fight for the map, it is to fight for confidence and fight for pride. Flash is dodged, but Emilia caught by the second. It's Vexside who's closed the distance, and he's got more backup coming in from behind. Heaven player forced away. Zaka trying to sandwich, but little does he know he's between the bread. FlyQuest still accelerate forward. Vexside finds Westmelon falling down from Heaven. After getting that map control, it's flying to take it back. Fly can still continue to threaten, but he is taking safe harbor inside the secret stairs instead. Time aplenty for FlyQuest to reset, and that's exactly what they do.
This is not exactly ideal here for FlyQuest. I mean, they did exactly what they wanted to. They wanted to scare that Heaven player off, and they succeeded. Westmelon dropped. He took a hard landing as well, so some extra damage done to him. I think they wanted to reset and maybe even think about, you know, walking through ramp or making their way back down to secret, but the fact that Flying has that presence towards the lower side of the map, it will force FlyQuest up. Thing is, Lynn were also kind of anticipating this route being taken, and so they clear out ramp, and they're fast on that Heaven flank. Thing is, Inns is still cutting that rotate.
It's a fight which Westmelon had to give up earlier. Now he looks to take it from the other side. Inns ready for the elevated angle. He's seen this a million times before, but he looks away. He's worried because the ladder sounds. A Fufu comes out, receives a shot for Westmelon, and now Westmelon's got a job to do. He's got a site to recover, but he doesn't have time to do it. Alistair coming in from behind, plays with the idea of getting the knife out, but decides it's too important right now to just finish things off. 11-2. Lynn Vision lose the pistol round, and with that, maybe their last hope.
Yeah, I mean, there was going to be a way into that round for Lynn, but they needed to deal with Inns, and even in his kind of failure to deal with Westmelon, he still got his one kill that was necessary, and then they just have a numbers advantage in that post plant. There were no kits available there for Lynn. They need to win by brute force, but FlyQuest, I mean, just good patience. They understand that Lynn are the more desperate side in this scenario. They needed that pistol more than FlyQuest did. And that could just be the map with that pistol round. It's a force buy here from Lynn. I will hope to interrupt. It's a lot of hoping.
Yeah. Hope is normally the last to die, and that's what they say, but I'll have you know. Maybe for Nuke, it might have died already. That's what there's an entire series to be had, but FlyQuest, the way they are looking right now, this is going to be their absolute best. Lynn Vision, any confidence at all. Just a highlight from an individual player, even if you can't win around, get a couple of deagle kills out. It will not be given to them. 2 versus 2, though. They don't have kits, is the only issue, so you can't really go back and even look to contest for that B-site bomb plant.
Right now, all I'm thinking about is that previous matchup they had at the Copenhagen RMR, where
right.
Lynn 13-2'd Greyhound to qualify in the decider game.
Yeah, it's getting kind of personal, isn't it?
And now we have the opening map in a qualification game where FlyQuest are currently on track to deliver an identical scoreline right back to them.
See, everyone thinks Australians are like kangaroos, but really they're like elephants because they do not forget. Never do. One of the few animals that I don't even think is native to Australia. Feels like everything else is.
What, the elephant?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, not native to many places, actually.
Australia's got kangaroos, they've got spiders, they've got so many things, but right now they've got 5 animals on the server. FlyQuest looking to close out in the enemy's map pickup, having conceded only 2 rounds, and Envision heads already rolling. If this was the revenge arc, Michael, I think FlyQuest fans will be mighty pleased with how it's going.
More than pleased. But once they put this map behind them, they'll know that the job is not done. You'd be moving into a FlyQuest Vertigo that has looked impressive. But you don't imagine Lynn are going to be asleep for the whole series. All their eyes here are FlyQuest. They get an opening pick, but they still play a slow roll and execute. A Fufu trying to run down a player at door with the SMG, and it's immediately around the smoke that will also lose his head. Not a single player falling as of yet here for FlyQuest. On that low health, finally finished off by Zacher, but he's flanked out, and he does it just in time. In fact, Zacher, he's found 4 in this round, and he tried to pull off heroics, but it's the opposing AWPer that will do him in. It was a flash of brilliance there from Zacher, but far too late. It is a 13-2 score line. FlyQuest get revenge versus Lynn and open off this best of...
Was the propellant for this team. Westmoreland was the guy who you saw and you thought, well, this guy's going to be getting 30 frags. Let's find out what everyone else is going to do later on. But can he be that man over here on Vertigo? Let's wait and find out, because for FlyQuest, they've got plenty of people who can show up with that big 30. Emilia faces into all of them. That's a hello. That's a welcome to Vertigo. Quick 5-man peek out from the Glock straight it away. Yes, Westmoreland, early activation. Good to see. But a smoke to segment him off. Ins and Alistair hoping to try and climb up yellow. See what they can do about the information they have.
I love the smokes that they've decided to use as well. They just use it as an entire wall, and they get access to Heaven. They plant for that Heaven rotate, in which Lynn had heavily committed to Elevator, and so they're sectioned off, and this plant is not for them. FlyQuest have great positions for this.
A Fufu. Immediately pushed up as well. That allows Ins and Alistair to close distance. Lia's the one to actually get the kill, while Vexite just keeps them at bay. Lia's traded, but the CT is still without a route to get back onto the bomb site. Alistair staying alive with the dualies as well makes it even more hectic if they want to scale up. A Fufu low was never going to be the one to do it, and again a speedy beginning for Alistair is never a good story for Envision.
But that was a beautiful call. I mean, just from the start of the round, the 5 commit all wide swing ramp to punish this initial peak for Amelia. But then also the 2 smokes that just block off the site. Lynn had no access points. They didn't want to take that count and take that risk. They knew that FlyQuest were running up that ramp, but they were hoping that there could have been a mistake made. I mean, it's just... That looked like a practice kind of round from FlyQuest, where they had all the post-line positions they could ask for.
Flash forward, and this is where you start to see the money being built up. Let's not forget one of the reasons why Envision struggled so much on Nuke, I'm sure, is because they felt like they just couldn't activate, right? A couple of those rounds on Nuke where FlyQuest walk away completely unhurt, completely flawless. That's not helping in flying. Well, he's making sure that it won't be flawless at the very least. Spotted out as well. A little bit of space made for Emilio to come in from the side, and although flying is able to get one more, FlyQuest still walk away with the round. Still great damage from the Lynn side.
Yeah, I think that was one of the things from Nuke, is that, yeah, you're right, you know, they couldn't break in, but they also couldn't break the money for FlyQuest at really any given point in that first map in the series. And so the fact that they're able to do as much damage on that on a save is promising. Kind of puts FlyQuest teetering on the edge of you know, a pretty scrambled force buy in a counteracting round. They get aggressive on ramp. They want to take those fights. Vexite an opener, but there are trades, and FlyQuest will be happy that they get a numbers advantage out of that exchange.
The A bomb site, suddenly only Amelia and flying left to try and defend it, leaves mid completely open, and FlyQuest right now know that Inns could be their key to B, and he very often is. Going back to B stairs, they will be getting a window where there is only one defender, and that's a Fufu. And Fufu with the smoke and only the smoke. There aren't many Molotovs, so do not forget that. The only one they have is used out for the corner pillar. Grenades well placed, a Fufu well sprayed, but not the double kill. That's what he needed still. Set up for success. Now flying players are low on the other side, but he has been brought down nonetheless. Emilia, the only defender of A, will stick to A.
Just again, nice simple work there from FlyQuest. You know, they bring themselves back to B. They get the trades they're after. They get the picks they're looking for. And yeah, I mean, Emilia couldn't really contribute in this round. I still need to see Lynn Vision in the server. I don't think we've had it. Already a map gone in this series. They tried to be assertive, they tried to take space, but when they end up at a two-man deficit, you cannot sit for the entirety of the round in a man deficit. You know, 3-on-4, a map like Vertical where there's a lot of space. Oh my god, Dexter was lining up the spam from a... He actually almost had him.
I didn't even know you could do that, so...
Yeah, that bluebird is very permeable. Dexter was thinking about it. If he had an extra half second, he may have been able to take this AK out of Emilia's hands.
That would have been really... Listen, I don't think there's a polite way to say it, so I won't... I'll switch it up. That would have really been the nail in the morale coffin for Lynn Vision.
Yeah, it would have been pretty tilting.
Hero AK for Emilia, obviously saved up, like we mentioned. He is waiting out towards the B bomb site. And B bomb site will have no T side players over here, though, unfortunately for him. X-Line spotted out, gun barrel sticking through. They spray him down, and without the armor, he was never going to be able to put up a fair fight. And even less so when there's 3 players on the other side. He does well to deal the damage he can. Albeit what comes off of it will be not very much unless Emilia gets involved. He'll be given the chance to. They are coming back to B. Alistair is low. There is an extra body to throw at them. That's Zaka, who wants to make first contact. Information's been given over. Flashes shouldn't be catching you out over here, Emilia. If you were ever going to be a hero, put your costume on, get your cape out. Zaka's got a quick kill as well, recovers the AK, and suddenly they start to sweat. FlyQuest, Alistair is low, never forget that. A smoke reveals Inz's position. And the CT's re-navigating back. They only have to deal with the big bad himself. It's Inz, the highest performing fragger for FlyQuest this tournament. And he continues to be just that. A Fufu taken down. Emilia behind the smoke. He's the one with armor. Zaka without. But time is going away. Zaka only needed the one. If Dexter falls, Alistair would be close behind. Instead, it's slim margins and Emilia called to action again. A flash keeps him away. He re-navigates back to the elevator. Dexter, suspected but not spotted, and now he's down. Alistair, low from earlier on. The call might have been given, but is Alistair going to take the peak? He should know there's no kit. He should know time's on his side, but the position is not. Emilia continues to threaten. Alistair able to force him off. Emilia will not have time, and even if he did, Alistair just gets the kill. FlyQuest by the skin of their teeth. We're in an anti-eco.
Oh my goodness. I mean, the bomb was in a position where a lot of Emilia was actually covered. And I didn't think Alistair was going to see it, but he got him off that defuse just by making sound on short. And you were right, you know, you were running out of time out there on Emilia. don't think he would have actually been able to win that round, but Alistair, a lovely shot to finish. Not exactly a comfortable finish for FlyQuest, but one that they will take. They just continue streaking rounds together, and the disfortune mounts for Lynn. But that was only the pistols and that saved AK. This is a full investment now. Zacker's on that AWP. Wasn't able to really stamp his claim to that first map in the series, but none of the team could.
Grenade missed out. No harm, no foul. Position for Inns obviously given up, but they don't spot him on the jump. Inns has got some information of his own because of that very same jump, though. And Flying feels safer. Another spot which the grenade just missed. Inns smoked off. Flying will be left head-to-head with him, the rest of the team, to be occupied on the A site.
Yeah, it wasn't just Inns missing util. I mean, that smoke is not, I don't think, designed to land that way for Lynn either. This one has a small gap in it. Does get filled in.
Investigate?
Yeah, I mean, he's going to try out for 51.
Time's running down low, Michael. A good flashbang could be the undoing of all of FlyQuest right now. Dexter is watching for Westmelon's angle. He's looked away, but Westmelon covered by Alistair instead. It's off the AWP on the site, but Vexite takes down the CT. It's Amelia and Afufu now left, both fragging out, fragging true. Good flashbang, but Liaz plans safe. Fufu still trying to cover off Liaz's retreat. Emilia covers off his front. It's 1-on-3, and Alistair, who is able to prevent the initial kill from Westmelon, now has to prevent the 3 players trying to take over the site. Lynn Vision break first blood and break in to this round.
I mean, really nicely handled there by Lynn at the end. Finally able to break through with the round, and sure, Westmelon got sussed out, but you get these nice quick kills from the rotates, the players holding in from elevator. And in that 3-on-1, they all decide to team together. That was a play by design for FlyQuest. They wanted and kind of expected a player to push through that smoke. Dexter committed to that reload. It was well communicated that someone had to watch it. And, you know, where I got concerned is that all the riflers did turn around. But, yeah, Alistair did save their bacon for that moment. But that's the first round for Lynn. And what they're hoping is the first of many.
And with FlyQuest's money broken, that's courtesy of the last few rounds and the way they've gone. You have a real reset potential over here. You should be resetting with FlyQuest side.
No round is ever guaranteed in Counter-Strike.
Especially not with Tech 9s and Mac 10s on the other side. And a map very conducive to rushes. And a map conducive to good executes. And the B-bomb site seems to be the destination.
It's a split. Good flash. Zacker taking off the line. The smoke that blooms in his face. He'll try and break it, but it'll just be far too late. Dexter's already bypassed him, and now Flying has to take up that mantle. Instead, it's Zacker that gets flanked. Quick access to an AWP. Now Dexter can use that scope to his advantage, but it's Liaz that takes his spot in through mid, and he's found the kill they need to get access to this B-bomb site. Bomb down, and rifles recovered. It's a nade that actually finishes off the job as well on Amelia, so it's a 1-on-2 for the in-game leader of Lynn. With that smoke down, Liaz may just have a cheeky angle that Westmelon may not expect, but he's fully covered. Liaz none the wiser. Westmelon making steps, and so Alistair will take the kill. A 5th round found, and it's on those Tech 9s, those SMGs, but some great util. Again, a very successful wrap. Lynn didn't know where to look.
FlyQuest are pulling out all the stops. Great pistol round, like you mentioned, but over here, the Force Spies also can be the difference maker. It's a smoke in middle, and Zacker's response is just... Not only is it a bit too delayed, it feels like even if you're blowing open the smoke, you don't know how many people are behind it. Liaz, obviously, information that he's not able to get either. Flying can't find out the first player trying to come in through middle, through heaven, and who gets a flank on Zaka, and then isn't ready for Liaz either. FlyQuest's decision to put that many forces into middle and that much utility focus is perfect.
And unsurprisingly, The attack timeouts in this series have largely been for Lynn Vision. Got a total of 2 rounds in the first map. And, well, they're halfway there here now. This would just be such a deflating way to end the Lynn Vision campaign, where we have a lot of questions, a lot of doubts about whether they can live up to the expectation of them being the 3rd team that was invited directly by Valve World Rankings. A lot of that propped up by the fact that they were successful at that last RMR. It's not like they don't play enough domestic Counter-Strike. When we see them in the Asian League, they actually do still quite well. It's just not as convincing. We don't see the star power as frequently from the rest of the roster. Doesn't feel as threatening, even if they are still winning games.
Yeah.
And now that they're against, I think, a very justified 2nd seed in FlyQuest, they are encountering issues.
Yep, there's 5 of those issues. 6 if you count Aircast.
Yeah, he's not even had to really talk to the boys. He's just cracking jokes while Lynn are calling timeouts.
He had the best knock-knock joke you've ever heard. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Not Lynn Vision, because they're about to be sent home.
Well,
That's Aircast's joke, not mine. Okay? Incendiary. Flashbang. And Inz is already on the bomb site. Emilia takes down Dexter. His body's traded as Vexite will respond, but Westmelon unable to trace through the smoke with his deagle. Fufu gets another one, and suddenly things are getting a little bit scarier. 10 seconds are all that's left. Alistair, great flick, but it won't matter. Flying comes in from the side, and Lynn Vision do not appreciate Urkas's jokes.
It's your joke. It's definitely your joke. And yeah, I was not expecting Lynn to be able to make that work. I mean, they came in with limited resources. They didn't have full weaponry across the board, but this slow grinding, sort of staggered execute there from FlyQuest just gets met with some solid kills in defense of that A-bomb site. I mean, Lynn had the numbers in preparation by the time that FlyQuest do start making actual progress onto the site itself. And maybe too many members, too many men for FlyQuest to deal with. But they're trying to throw in some variety. I think the problem they find now is that because they won the last round off of, Tech-9s and SMGs, it's not like they had a lot left in the coffers.
Also didn't win it with a lot of rifles saved or anything like that, right? Normally when you see a force weapon, you're thinking, yeah, that's good for propping up your money a little bit. Obviously, it doesn't help as much when your lost bonus was poor to start with as well.
Well, the force buy doesn't really prop up your money. It's like a half buy that does a lot.
I mean, if you can just take a lot of rifles forward from it, you don't have to buy rifles. Actually.
Sure, yeah. I mean, it's basically you come out of it like a full gun round. I get you.
Yeah. Well, force buys have been a little bit hard for Lynn Vision to deal with on this map so far. FlyQuest are hoping that will be a trend that continues.
I'm very surprised that, again, this smoke that they're throwing over on the B stairs is just so deep. It doesn't really stop them from continuing the challenge, and it doesn't prevent these boosts. Inz is up, and Dexter's found a kill. A Fufu trying to stand his ground, and there's that boost from Inz finally activating. It's Westmelon to try and respond, but Alistair guns him down on the rotate. The man advantage found. And as much as Emilia will try and get some access back, the spam is good onto Alistair. They don't have offensive utility to really prevent this plant. They just want to save this AWP. They know they're that extra man down, and they still don't know where one of these members is on FlyQuest.
This can't keep happening.
It is another force buy win for the Aussies.
And every single time it comes at a place where they should have had their money reset. Right? This should be Lynn Vision, had they capitalized on the force buys, getting ready to have a fantastic first half, right? Maybe 7, 8 rounds on the board. But this wasn't even a perfect force spy coming out from FlyQuest. You saw some of the, Inz's kind of caught out blind. I think that was by a teammate's flash and everything as well. But he's got the spacing upwards. Dexter's coming off the long range. Finds the first player on the side. Both players, funnily enough, for Lynn Vision, while In started to climb up, were, I think, caught switching weapons away from utility as well. So the timing from FlyQuest was just perfect. I'm sure we can see it over here, yeah. And because Inz, even though he's blind, is sitting in that corner, Dexter gets those free lines of fire. Yeah, Lynn Vision just ripped apart, and sure, they'll have a buy in the round immediately after. There is that small solace. But you're now down 2-6.
Well, I'm not crazy, right? Like, that smoke that they're throwing on B is bad.
Maybe it's just to get like a deep flash play in, something like it, right? Maybe it's just something in their mind. That's why they pull out utility as well. But I agree with you. It's not conventional. At the very least.
Yeah, it's really curious. I don't see what it enables.
Backside. Too many players to deal with. Destination. A Fufu unknown. A Fufu taken down anyway. FlyQuest have been so thorough with clearing out every angle. Zaka trying to move past the smoke that's already down. Good damage and a better follow-up. Inz is taken apart. And finally, Lynn Vision went around on this B-bomb site.
Yeah, that's what FlyQuest get for trying to make the B play work on rifles, huh? I mean, they just get picked apart. I mean, you see the type of flair and the type of game that Zacher is playing, and Amelia is really the star of the show, and just in terms of the consistency he's been able to deliver in these rounds so far. But now that Zacher has access to that ult, if they try and challenge into a site that he can even get within arm's length of, he will find his kills. It's flashy stuff from the ult, but that's the reliability of Amelia. Maybe challenged soon, because this time the force spy is not headed to B. Instead, Amelia will be tested. Oh, good coverage there from Westmelon, because they knew and they were pinning Amelia into position.
Westmelon picks up another one. There you go. That should be it. Finally, the force by madness for FlyQuest should be put to bed. Leslie has the best round I've ever seen from him. Still in him. No, he doesn't. Okay. He's had a few crazy rounds, don't get me wrong, but a 1v4 with the Deagle, that'd be different.
Especially when you had to basically contact into the AWP. So they've extinguished the flames. The house was on fire for a moment.
It was.
But now they can look to rebuild.
And they've got the material to do it as well. Right? Even with the $2,400 loss bonus, if they can prevent a bomb plant over here, FlyQuest will not be quite in the green for the next round. That's never stopped them before. Let's not get that wrong. But it's good to see the Lynn Vision even on their opponent's map pick after they had their own stolen away from them. They still look like they're here to play.
Clearly suspicious of the idea of B. I mean, the util that they're throwing is causing some interference here for FlyQuest. See, this is a much better smoke that Lynn have thrown this time. Opening to the steps, disrupts the boost as well on the railing. Means you can focus your attention on one side, which currently is, I think, being watched by the quad player in a Fufu. In fact, it's a double boost. Here for FlyQuest, just trying to leverage as much as they can out of these pistols. Flash is decent, should allow them some space, but nice double swing. No problems dispelling the pistols this time. No armor to speak of, less util. And Alistair's just hoping they overstretch so that this Glock can get something done.
Counter-terrorists win.
No, they stretch just the right amount. It's not a forced buyout from FlyQuest, but it's not pretty either. They would like to take this to 7. Let's look at all the boons they've been granted. 2 forced buy wins whenever they are on the verge of being reset on their own map pick. And it still might be a 6-6. They're not okay with that. Not at all. They want that 7. They want it bad. CT side ready for the defense, as it is going to be a faster play up a ramp, but flashes to disrupt. Flashes to make them freeze. Dexter waits for that utility. Will actually end up dodging some of the CT sides as well as a result of it. Liaz is waiting for a flank that will never come. As FlyQuest often do, they stop, freeze, and rethink.
I mean, it's just these opening 30 seconds of the round where they're maybe anticipating that FlyQuest, or rather Lynn Vision, are going to try and mix things up a little bit, because they've shown aggressive faces towards a ramp and sort of those opening segments, but given that Lynn haven't shot those bullets downrange, they are not as concerned.
Lines rotated away, Michael.
Yeah.
They only have one player over here on B. And there's that smoke again. There's the timing. It's been called. FlyQuest. In they go. Fufu is blind. He is gone. Smoke to the back of the generator would lock anyone out. Instead, they go for Molotovs. Push through that. Smoking their own Molotov off. Maybe a little bit less conducive, but Dexter's taking the space nonetheless. He's playing inside the smoke, waiting for a play to be made, waiting for the backstab, and he's found it twice over. Lynn Vision falling apart. A misread and a missed opportunity to equalize Emilia, the only hope they have left. He stood tall so far on the CT side, but he will not stand at all, not anymore. 7th found for FlyQuest.
Yeah, 3K there for Dexter. It is so well communicated. As soon as the molly and the smoke dispel each other inside of deep spawn, Dexter just slides himself in and asks for a flash. That's what he was waiting for, that right time to strike, and as soon as that flash popped, you saw Lynn were caught completely off guard, either full blind or just gun not prepared. A fantastic call from Dexter and the boys, once again abusing this B bomb site, and yeah, I think whether or not I'm missing the mark on whether that smoke is meta or not, I don't like it. It stinks. You see how little that Fufu can really do in that circumstance. He's solo on the site, and the smoke not only takes so long to bloom, but it also doesn't cordon off the entrance to B, so he just gets overwhelmed before he even really knows what's happening. That was tough. A clear sore spot there for Lynn Vision on their defense, but they may not have to worry about that anymore now that they're on the attack. FlyQuest may have gaps that rear its head all the same. I think that's less likely. Swear I'm looking at you, West Melon. You need to use your big melon to call yourself out in this one. This could be your last map that Lynn Vision play in Shanghai.
Yeah, flash. Dexter strikes into once again. Liaz fades away, but he's now faded into oblivion instead. Inns trades. Inns can only do so once, and Emilia's form has not taken a dip at all. Finally, he'll take the dive, though. Let's sign in a 1-on-2. Zaka and Flying, position reveal. They know Vexside's not going for any shenanigans. Is there a kid on the ground? I don't think there is. Vexside pushing forward, trying to be the element of speed, but Zaka and Flying will not be surprised at all. They're just ducking and diving between each other, and Vexside running out of bullets will still get one. Right back down to the 1-on-1, but Flying lives up to his name. Midair, taken down.
Oh my god. What? That was outrageous. I mean, Vexlight was playing a game of whack-a-mole from angle to angle. And to think he got one of those shots, he commits to the reload, and then Flying does that to him. I mean, it can't be understated the impact that Emilia has had in this game. And in this round, in a real fighting chance. Lynn Vision taking that pistol also will give them a chance to slingshot right back into this game. Very early triple boost in the CT half, and Vexlight gets nothing really for it. Yeah, that's been off a kill though. But that's all they'll get out of the USBs.
Kind of scary how much Emilia's getting done on the T side early on as well. Very often, for a lot of players who aren't characterized as superstars, I'm always worried that the side switch is going to take away some of that form. But you get those kills in the pistol round, you get those kills in the anti-eco. Sure, it feels easier and less significant, but it is really a big spurring factor to a player like Amelia.
I mean, from his spot, he wasn't actually getting a lot, but when he was rotating, he was doing tons for Lynn on that CT side. So I think that's where, you know, you maybe have to select the right moments to have those worries. Because I do agree with you there. Sometimes when you see them on CT side, they'll get all these kills, and then on T, it's just so difficult for them to get the same production. But I do agree, it's a promising sign for Lynn Vision at the very least.
Nice shot, dude. Wow.
Very promising.
That's exactly what you want to see. That's exactly what could end up getting a second Chinese team to the servers of the major. And that's still a dream far away for Lynn Vision. And this round is not yet taken home. Dexter, the only player that separates them from a free A-bomb site. An off angle that is annoying, but Amelia is even more so. He's keyed in, Michael. I'm surprised FlyQuest are contesting this. In a 3 versus 5. That grenade's not going to be finding anything either. They can't stop the bomb from being planted. Elbow spotted, but quickly ducked away as a foo-foo. Vexite playing this long catwalk position. Is he really going to want to commit in for this? No, they're backing off.
Yeah, just hoping that someone overstepped. And in that moment, I mean, that's just great footwork as well there from a foo-foo in at that railing. You know, didn't just run through the motions. They get that plant down. They're starting to seed position, play from ramp, and you know, giving a cursory glance to that catwalk is always nice, just to have the information and understand the timings that the CTs could hit. But he never did. Given that his elbow was spotted, Vexite didn't want to get timing, sort of trying to creep up on him as the player swung.
First lead in the entire series for Lynn Vision now.
It's definitely been a challenging road, but now some difficult conversations to be had here for FlyQuest. A lot of this series has just been all smiles, good vibes, and winning basically all the rounds, all the clutches. And now they have to deal with an Amelia who has arisen here on the 51 floors of Vertigo. And where it's not really the conversation, you know, we build up about Zacher and being the one key star piece of the team. Amelia is showing that stopping power that sometimes feels a little absent from this Lynn Vision roster.
And are we getting to a point where we have to start to wonder who will show up for FlyQuest on the other side of things, on the CT side? Dexter wants it to be him, and for good reason. He gets a freebie. Vexite's right next to him to pick up another, so that trade favors FlyQuest.
They had a deep sight line as well from Gap, so I would have been curious to see whether FlyQuest wanted to stretch their legs a little bit and maybe even clear out A, but they just abandoned their post. So Vexite re-diverting himself over. Flash is perfect. The timing's great. Flying had a volley pulled, and Inns has one pulled himself. Almost loses his life for it as well. But they have a man advantage that they will continue to build upon. It's Zacher that answers back, but a quick trade from Liaz will dispel this round just as soon as Lynn touch a lead. FlyQuest answering kind.
What has FlyQuest had for breakfast? What is going on with these comms? It's so clean. I mean, Vexite gets information of a play behind that, installs a flash rim, turns back, gets back to the generator, gets an incendiary to stop a fast bomb plant. Vexite comes through to cover him off on either side. I mean, this is not necessarily what we've always characterized the Greyhound lineup to be. Now FlyQuest, it's what we hope Dexter would be able to bring this team to, and it feels like we're getting it.
Yeah, it just feels decisive, doesn't it? Even just early ramp fights for them to immediately change their approach. The nades are very good at the start of this round here from Lynn. 37 HP is Inns now. Even more utility that will make his job more difficult.
All Envision want right now is for this rotation to come forward, have bad movement, and be caught out, but that's not going to be the case. Some information given out, but this backstab is terrifying. Dexter's getting ready, and so are they, but they don't know what's coming for them. A triple kill for Big D himself. Dexter takes it home. Now only 2 left for Envision. And what they thought was going to be a recipe for success has turned around and become a little bit sour.
Yeah, I genuinely hadn't realized that Dexter had gotten as much space as that, but I guess an absence of presence towards that ramp. He just took liberties, and boy, is he rewarded. I mean, a perfect read. Those 3 kills have secured the round. I mean, 30 seconds here for Lynn Vision to save, and they will try and do exactly that. Westmelon wants nothing to do with this. This round barely got started. And after all the work they put into trying to kill Inns, then suddenly Dexter's stabbing you in the back. So I love the brave decision that Dexter went on. An early timer in this round. You know, previously Lynn fighting aggressively for ramp and then not having that extra presence. I thought they might commit to an idea like it. Oh my god, that is so funny. Alistair just catching a small glimpse of flying, and so yeah, there's only really the one weapon saved. And a minor pat on the back for Dexter. It's slash.
Also known as Mr. Saving Grace. God! If there was ever anything to deplete hope, to drain morale, to make the demons you're fighting all the more powerful, it would be that. Emilia gone to nades, Westwellan gone to Liaz. And FlyQuest. They've tripped over some loose rubble so far in this map, but they have reclaimed footing, and that lead is going to be extended unless Zaka and Flying can do something about it. Fufu is low. If he can get a clean shot, even if he's traded away, it won't steals, but the flash forward, it is perfect again. Utility from FlyQuest is there to be used, and they use it well. A fantastic incendiary forces Zaka to fight, but it's a fight. He wins! Inns comes in! Vexite seals it all. FlyQuest, double digits, and Lynn Vision's lead is not just short-lived. It is maybe even an illusion all along.
This is the thing. I mean, as much as Lynn Vision are still in this game, you know, the scoreline is close. All it will take for them to answer back and bring that scoreline even keel would be a couple of rounds, but it just looks so smooth. I think that's what's really impressed me about this performance against Lynn, is that FlyQuest, like you said, you know, the communication looks on point. They have these well-drilled ideas, and when they ask for things, their players very quick to respond. It's very decisive, but it's clear indicators that a lot of the practice is paying off. It's really nice to see. Again, a flash play. This time, Emilia, as much as he tried to dodge it, Dexter just floors him. And that is the heaviest hitter that Lynn have brought to the server.
Taken down twice now in a row. As the first player falling. Both times with some really nice plays from FlyQuest. Double-Elimination previous now. The flash isolate. Dexter even gets information on top of that. He knows exactly what's going on.
No, he did
bomb site.
Yeah, sorry.
Focused.
Yeah, Dexter did think he was going to get run down, so it has, I think, stalled maybe their projections on this round, but that Molotov and the HE, I mean, Vexite can still really disrupt this A-side hit that Lynn have made very clear is their intention.
Is Alistair going to be flashed off? No, he's on it too late. Grenade as well to follow through. Alistair can't reface in time. That's Vexite's job. And that's a job he's happy to commit to. Still, one player left, Flying, who was supposed to come in as a guarantee instead. Lynn might want a warranty on that major. Hey, these stickers, can we get them again? Can you send them to us? Because it's not really working out right now.
Nope, 3 months and that's all you get. It's just been a set of beautiful openers here for FlyQuest. It's hard not to sing their praises when they win the first map in the series 13-2. And then when they are winning rounds, they are doing so with such grace. It's poised.
I mean, Michael, we got to see FlyQuest win Atlanta, and this is the best looking FlyQuest I've ever seen.
I think it's the most complete looking. You know, without having to see outrageous performances from individuals to see you through those games. You know, Atlanta was supposed to be a stepping stone, and then we had this rude awakening at the opening of these RMRs where TALON, the newly formed team, in 3 months beat them in the best of one. And sure, it's a best of one, but FlyQuest genuinely did get outclassed. And now here against Lynn in the final day, the final game, just to qualify to that major opening stage for the Perfect World Shanghai Major. FlyQuest are making Lynn look like a fish out of water.
Lynn looked like a fish that's never seen water. Not with what FlyQuest have been doing to them since Nuke.
And Nuke's the map that evaded them in the Copenhagen RMR run. They won Vertigo last time they played Lynn Vision. And it's looking like that could be the same story here, unless Lynn get one of these force buys to work out for them like it did for FlyQuest so consistently in that first half.
But what are Lynn going to do it with? You don't have flashes. You've got an op to overcome. Tech 9's to swarm. You need some crazy shots. Yes, there's all of these ifs and buts, but grenade from Alistair to slow them down, even if it's gun con, and that's what Dexter's here for. Double kill and even a team kill in the middle. Lynn Vision. They're being curb stomped right now, and they know it as well. 2 kills away from match and a major point for FlyQuest. And Amelia down low, about to be down bad by that grenade. A Fufu as well, taken down. It's 12 for FlyQuest.
It's just another well-composed round. A great contingency plan from the line of Alistair on that AWP. A perfect flash. And this may be a very fast exit. China may have wanted to be greedy. Our 2 Chinese teams in the RMR, hell, in the major opening stage, they would have wanted nothing more. But we could see the first qualifications to that major opening stage with 3 different nationalities represented for Asia.
The holy trifecta.
Yeah,
Mongolia, China, and Australia.
From the old reliables of China and Australia and the new guard in Mongolia.
But that's not to say Lynn Vision don't still have a chance to disrupt. We don't know what they're going to need to do. And honestly, they might not either, but they don't have much time to figure out. It's a minute 50. That's all you might have left in this major circuit. That's all you might have left to play in Shanghai this year. Vexite and Dexter very rarely stepped across on this A-bomb site. That'll be the target of Lynn Vision. Smoke popped open, no one seen. And they recede.
They're expecting a lot. you know, a mistake here from FlyQuest, but when Lynn have their backs against the wall, FlyQuest play their sights. They are not making any rambunctious moves. That could play to the favor of Lynn, but only if they're able to find and ID that gap. Molly thrown at B. There is one in response, and you can see Alistair is still inside of spawn, holding in for that mid control. But it's a boost assembled here for FlyQuest. If it's a slow crawl into this A take, this angle may not be cleared, not with 30 seconds on the clock.
That's what FlyQuest is hoping for as well. Westman spotted out, he doesn't see an encounter. Backside, can't finish it off, Flying shuts him down instead, and they're hot on the heels of Dexter, who fades away into the smoke of his T side. Now, Dexter left with a wounded teammate behind him, rotation still far gone. Dexter delivers instead, still waiting for Westmoreland to cross. He knows that's the only place where the bomb can be planted. FlyQuest are doing it. 3 on 2, nothing left. It's 13, and FlyQuest will represent Australia one more time. After disappointing at Copenhagen, they will be back for Shanghai.
Yeah, the boys are back in town.